Welcome back, Sewmates. Here is the gorgeous Ankara fringe gown we'll be sewing today. Now that we've cut out all the pieces, it's time to put everything together. I'll guide you through each step to make it easy for you. If you haven't seen the cutting tutorial, be sure to check it out first. I'll drop a link in the description box below. Now, without further ado, let's get started. First, I'll start by joining the princess bustier pieces together to create the bodice. Next, I will attach the side piece to the center front. To ensure a smooth curve, I will be marking a slight curve using half-inch seam allowance, making it easy for me to sew along the shape, just like you see me doing. So I'll start stitching from the half length and sew a straight stitch to the underbust. Then when I get to the underbust, I'll go ahead to align the two pieces together and sew along the curved shape till I get to the armhole. So I'll be doing the same thing for the other side and also for my lining. So guys, after stitching the princess bustier, I went ahead to iron the seams open for the main fabric and also on the lining. So when you're stitching for your lining, ensure that you place the lining front side facing front side of your main fabric to join the princess bustier properly and align the neckline. After ironing the seams open for the princess bustier on the main fabric, I applied interfacing to it to give it a smooth finish. So next, I brought the upper part of the skirt and I'm going to join it to my half length. So I kept the lining aside, and everything I do on my main fabric, I'll be doing the same thing on my lining. So I'll be joining the half lengths together like this. I notched the midpoint and I placed the both of them together to join with half-inch seam allowance. So like I said, you're going to be doing exactly what you do on your main fabric on your lining as well. So after joining the half length, I'll also be turning the neckline. So guys, I've gone ahead to turn the neckline and I sew along with my hemming gum. So having done that, I'm going to turn the fabric to the good side, and the next thing I'm going to do now is to trim the excess on the side before going ahead to turn the side parts. So I'll first of all trim the excess to make it equal on both sides, and I'll also do the same thing for the lining if there is any excess on it. So having done that, I turn the lining front side facing front side of the main fabric, and I'm going to pin the sides and take it over to my sewing machine and stitch with half-inch. After stitching the sides, you can turn it to the right side through the opening on the bottom. So guys, having done that, I went ahead to iron it off camera and you can see how neat and relaxed it looks. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to fix my darts for the back. So on my back bodice, I've already gone ahead to notch the point for the darts. So I'm just going to turn it over to the wrong side and rule a straight line upwards to my arm side length. So I'm going to make the length of the darts to be 6.5 inches. And then after doing that, I'll also mark the same thing for my lining. So having done that, I'll open it up and then just fold the marked line and go ahead to stitch my darts on it. So right now I've stitched the dart and I iron it to make it relax. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to fix the upper part of the skirt to the back bodice. So I went ahead to notch the back of the main fabric and also the lining, and then I separated the lining, and just the same thing I did for the front, I'll also be doing for the back. You're going to join the lining separately as you're joining the main fabric separately. So I placed the skirt pieces front side facing front side of the half length and then I pinned it together. So I'll take it over to my sewing machine and stitch with half-inch seam allowance. So guys, having done that, you're going to place your lining front side facing front side of your main fabric, and then we'll start first with stitching the neckline with half-inch seam allowance, and I'll be sewing along with my hemming gum to make it easy for me to iron it. Then having done that, I will stitch the sides and also the zipper allowance with half-inch. Then I'll turn it to the right side through the opening on the bottom. So guys, this is what it looks like after ironing it. and you can see how relaxed it looks. So I'll keep this aside and let's work on the front part. So I brought back the front and the second half of the skirt part. So I notched the midpoint and then I just placed it front side facing front side of the main fabric like you see me doing. And I'm just going to use my pins to hold it, and after doing that I'll take it over to my sewing machine and stitch using my half-inch seam allowance. So guys, having done that for the front, I brought back the back piece and the second half of the skirt part. So I'm going to align the two pieces first of all, and then turn each of the skirt piece front side facing front side of the back, and I will pin it, then go ahead to stitch with half-inch seam allowance. So guys, take your time when working on this dress to avoid mistakes. Ensure you mark all your fabric pieces properly so you can align them correctly while sewing. So guys, after joining them, next thing I did was to place the front and the back piece together, and I will shape the sides. So I'll pin all the seams on the front and the back to align them properly before shaping the sides of the dress. So guys, I'm just going to take the 1 inch seam allowance that is left. You know, I added 1.5 inch seam allowance, but after turning the sides with half-inch, I have just 1 inch left. So I'm just going to mark 1 inch from the bust all the way to the hip and to the hem of the gown. And then I also have 1 inch left for my zipper allowance as well. Or you can just go ahead to take your body measurement on your dress and stitch the excess allowance. So yes, after stitching the side of the gown, I decided to test it first of all before I start fixing my fringe to it, because after fixing the fringe there will not be any way to adjust it. So after fitting it, I noticed that there was bulging on one side of the hip. So I'm just going to fix that and press it to make it relax. So at the seam where the Ankara meets the crepe, I'm gonna head to top stitch one roll of fringe along the seam, following its shape. And then from that line, I came down by 3 inches, still following the shape, and I'll just go ahead to mark from one zipper allowance to the other side. So guys, just watch closely and follow along as I demonstrate the step. So after the first line of 3 inches, I came down by 3.5 inches because I got just 3 packs of fringe and I wanted to manage it. But if you want it to be more fuller, you can get 4 packs of fringe and make use of 2 inches spacing. So I'm just going to continue marking just like that, 3.5 inches, and following the same shape just like you see me doing. So I'll keep repeating this process until I get close to the end of the gown. Then I'll take it to my sewing machine and top stitch the fringe along the marked lines. So the fringe has two sides, the front and the back. The shiny part is the front. So I'll place the front along the marked line and I'll start stitching from one end of the zipper allowance. So while stitching, ensure that the fabric isn't folded and avoid stretching the crepe. So you just stitch along the shape that you marked, and when you reach a point where you need to bend it, just follow the curve. So I'll continue stitching until I reach the other side of the zipper allowance, then trim out the excess fringe. So guys, after I was done stitching the fringe close to the end of the gown, one side is bigger than the other side as you can see. So to make the length even, I'll measure 1.5 inch from the bottom of the gown, or 2 inches considering the length of the fringe. Then I'm just going to draw a straight line, and then I'm going to stitch another roll of fringe along that marked line. And so then after drawing the straight line, I will find the midpoint of that remaining larger space, and then I'll connect from the zipper allowance from that side, and I will stop on the other side when I get to the straight line. So this way the fringe length will be equal on the hem of the gown. So I will take it over to my sewing machine and stitch the fringe on top of the lines that I've marked. So yes, after doing that, you can see how it looks. The fringe length is equal on the bottom. So the next thing we're going to do now is to join the zipper allowance area and then fix the zipper to the back. First, I'll use my zipper to measure the length I'll be sewing on. Then from where it stops, which is the desired length, I will start stitching with a 1 inch seam allowance down to the end of the dress. I'll also measure from my half length to about 19 to 20 inches to determine where the slit is going to start from. So I'll take it over to my sewing machine and I'll stitch from the point where the zipper is going to stop all the way to my slits and then top stitch there. Then I'll also just go ahead to just stitch from the slit end all the way to the end of the gown. So yes, this is what I was explaining. So I first of all stopped my stitching at the slit end. Then after doing that, I just continue stitching again with a loose stitch to the end of the gown so that I'll be able to add my hemming gum to close the slit allowance. Then after gumming with my hemming gum, I'll go ahead to lose the seam and stop at the slit length. So having done that, I'll go ahead now to fix my zipper to the remaining opening. I'll be showing you how to fix the zipper since this is a beginners friendly tutorial, so just follow along. To fix the zipper, I'll start by placing its right sides together with the fabric and pin it in place. So I'll continue pinning the zipper from the top down to the end of the zipper length, maintaining my 1 inch sewing allowance. So now that I've pinned the zipper in place, when stitching, sew close to the zipper teeth for a neat finish. Take your time to keep it straight and you will get a clean and professional look for your zip. So after fixing on one side, you're going to check if it zips open and close properly. Then on the other side, first of all, I'll align the half length on both sides, then use my pin to secure it while maintaining my 1 inch zipper allowance. Then I'm also going to align the joining of the crepe and the Ankara fabric together. I'll make sure that it is equal on both sides. Then having done that, I'll continue pinning my zipper to the remaining space. And then when I'm done, I'll take it to my sewing machine and stitch closely to the teeth. Also ensure that the zip is equal on the neckline on both sides. So yes, this is it for fixing of the zipper, and I went ahead to just trim the excess fringe that was coming out on the zipper. So having done that, this is how the zipper looks. So yes, there's a bit of correction on this neckline. After fitting the dress, I noticed that the neckline was not lapping very well. So if you have seam issue, you're going to extend your front shoulder. You're going to extend it by 1/2 inch, just like you see me doing. And then after stitching it, I went ahead to cut the excess out. So this way the neckline is going to be well relaxed. So the last part is fixing of the sleeve. So first of all, I measure what I have on the armhole on both sides. I have about 8.5 inch on fold. So making my round armhole to be 17 inches. So I folded a little bit of pattern paper that I'll be using to cut the sleeves, and it's going to have a lining. So first of all, I rolled a straight line on the top and then I measured the length to be about 5 inches. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to take this calculation to get the cap height. So you're going to divide your bust measurement by 12, and then after doing that, I had 3.25. So I marked 3.25 and then I connected to form a straight line. So then on the cap height, I measured my armhole of 8.5 inches. Then on the starting line, I came in by 2 inches. So I'm going to connect the 2 points like this, kind of like an S shape. And then for the length of the sleeve, I'm going to make it 4 inches. Then on the other side, I'll measure just 1 inch. So I'm going to draw a straight line from the cap height to that 1 inch point. and then I'm just going to connect the other side to get the length of my sleeve. So having done that, I'm just going to cut on the pattern and place on my lining and on my main fabric and cut it out. So after cutting the sleeve pattern, I decided to curve the bottom a bit. You can choose to do the same thing or do whatever you prefer. So I'm going to place my pattern on my lining and cut with half-inch seam allowance all around it. So guys, after cutting the sleeve for the main fabric and the lining, I decided to mark the wrong side of the fabric, and I'm going to place the lining front side facing each other and stitch the bottom. So I'll start stitching the bottom first of all with my half-inch seam allowance. So after stitching the bottom, I ironed it to make it relax. Then I folded the main fabric and the lining like you see me doing, and I'm going to stitch my 1 inch seam allowance out of it. Or you can just go ahead to measure your round armhole on the top and sew the excess allowance. So after sewing and I turn it to the right side, this is what I have it looking like. So guys, the last part, we're going to be pinning the sleeve around the armhole. So I'm going to align the seam lines and then just pin around the armhole to fit it. So here's the final look of the dress. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share with your friends and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or need clarification, drop them in the comments and I'll respond shortly. Also, feel free to suggest any tutorials you'd love to see next on the channel. You can leave your request in the comments or join our WhatsApp group to share your ideas. See you in the next tutorial and thank you so much for watching.